All right, all right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I'm Ian Blaine, your host. Happy Sunday. And today we're in for a treat. We'll be covering Bitcoin price predictions. Is Bitcoin in for a big month this month? We'll tell you what our AI models say. We'll also have Bill here as well, who will be giving us TA. Bill, how are you? Awesome, awesome. All right, so crypto family, welcome to the show. Be sure to like, subscribe, share all this with your friends, your audience, crypto family out there. As mentioned, Bill is here as well, and we'll give you crypto therapy because lots of people are wondering, is DeFi bubble going to pop? Is DeFi going to keep on going? We had a very interesting last few days in crypto. What coins are hot? We're here to cover everything. We'll be taking your questions via the AMA as well. You just go to minty.com. With that being said, Bill, how's your week? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, that's true. That's true. Just give me a second here. Let me pull up the Menti code so we can have people go and submit their questions as we get ready. So this is going out to YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, everywhere. So, okay, so go to menti.com. That's MENTI.com. Use the code 825875. That's 825875 to ask your question. Okay. All right. With that being said, so Bill, I think let's pretty much hop straight into it. What's the market look like? Okay, Bill, sorry, just give me 1 second. People are saying they cannot hear you. Let's pretty much hop straight into it. Apologies. What's the market look like? Okay, all right. Okay, people should be able to hear Bill now. Apologies for that. So post in the comments if you can hear Bill now. Let us know. So issue Bill, was on my end, I think. Just give me 1 second. People are saying they cannot hear you. Apologies. We're doing it live. Thank you for bearing with us. Okay, people should be able to hear Bill now. Apologies for that. So post in the comments if you can hear. Still no sound. Let us know. So issue was on my end, I think. Just give me 1 second. People are saying they cannot. Okay, all right. Apologies. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Sorry, everybody. Okay, could you try now, Bill? Okay, let me take a look. Okay, all right. Apologies. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Sorry, everybody. Okay, could you try now, Bill? Okay, let me take a look. Okay, let me see what's going on. Okay. Okay, try talking now, Bill.
Testing the microphone. Testing the microphone.
Okay, try talking now, Bill.
Testing the microphone.
Okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
Apologies, everybody. Yeah, we got it. Crypto family, thank you for the help. Okay,
Yes, thank you for your patience.
Yeah, so the issue was Zoom had a different mic connection. Looks like it It switched on us. Okay. All right. So let's begin all over on the top. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, so we are starting with Bitcoin, and the question is this: who sells Friday night at midnight? Right. Whoever this, wherever the big order that sort of crushed this, they had, kind of like all week to do it. And when they did it, the first thing I thought was, well, it's almost like they're trying to push it down. It's like, yes, okay, they sold a lot and scared everybody. And one of the things in bull markets is, in order to really profit from long-term bull markets, you have to love it even when it looks terrible. Okay. So on that note, let's take a look at this XBT chart. So we're looking at Bitcoin on BitMEX. Okay, so you see this SHS, that's called a head and shoulders bottom. I've been describing that to you as 3 attempts by bears to push it down. And when bulls fight back, the ensuing rally can be big. Now, one of the most important things about trading a head and shoulders formation is that this line here, this black line, it's called the neckline. It kind of connects the two shoulders. All right. And frequently what you see is you see a breakout where everyone gets excited, and then you see a return move back to the neckline. Mm-hmm. And if the neckline holds its support like 10,400, okay, even if it has to sort of like range trade and sit here for a while, it can be very constructive. So out there you're saying, wait a minute, if it went down, it's good. Yes, it is, because it can flush people out. Okay. It can make people give up. It's testing a big chart point. Okay. And over the long term, that can be bullish. Now, let me show you an example from the chart of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Okay. So you have your S, H, and S. That's your head and shoulders. Okay. Now, Ethereum versus Bitcoin breaks the neckline. It comes back to retest it and then explodes. Okay. So what's going on with Bitcoin is, it's kind of wrecking the crypto market and making everything look terrible today, maybe next 2 or 3 days. But if 10,400 holds as support, I would be very constructive. All right. So I can go on. I've got all kinds of stuff, Ethereum, total market cap. But the other thing I wanted to show you regarding Bitcoin is Bitcoin dominance. Okay. So when you look at Bitcoin dominance, there's kind of a big battle going on around 60, 61. And I think Bitcoin had its chance to sort of like, or maybe I should say, the dominant position that Bitcoin had for like a week or 2 or 3 days has kind of come to an end, right? So I'm not saying anything terrible about Bitcoin. I just think that the outperformance is going to be in Ethereum and possibly other altcoins other than Bitcoin. So I think the massive upside is somewhere else. And I can go into more detail throughout the show, but 10,400 holds, you can look for 16,000 Bitcoin.
16,000 Bitcoin. I like that.
Yeah, I think so.
So if Bitcoin goes to 16,000, what's going to happen to alts? Because right now, I mean, the amount of people who've been talking to us who are chasing the pump of the week, what's going to happen to them?
Okay, so that's a great question. So I think if you're on Uniswap and, you buy a coin for 5 cents and it goes to 20 cents, I think you have to treat that almost as like you beat the house at the casino, right? Mm-hmm. I think these type of flushes, they wipe out speculative excess. So I'm not going to tell everybody not to chase the pump of the week, because I know that they are, right? And we're an altcoin company. So, but sometimes when you have these overall crypto corrections, okay, they can sort of dampen that wild speculation. Now, that doesn't mean you can't find good altcoins. Like, I've done some research. I can pull up the charts if you want, but I've done some work and I'm looking for altcoins that have a high correlation to Ethereum. Can actually get that on the Token Metrics site. So I actually spent a lot of time today going through that to look for altcoins that have not mooned yet, that have a strong correlation to Ethereum, because, I think Ethereum is going to find its legs somewhere around either 374 or 350 and then just keep right on going again.
All right. Sounds good. So let me just pull up the Menti code again. So if you have any questions you'd like to submit to us, please go to menti.com. That's M-E. Let me pull it up here. MENTI.com. Use the code 825875. That's 825875. And ask your question. We'll be taking questions towards the end of the live stream. Now, let me just quickly pull up here and pull up our trader ratings for people in Bitcoin, because I know lots of people have been asking for this. So right now, Bitcoin is still the best trade for anybody out there who's doing any short-term trade. Basically, Bitcoin and Ethereum. So those are still king based on our AI models at tokenmetrics.com. If you haven't joined yet, be sure to go to tokenmetrics.com and sign up. Use the code CryptoFamily, all caps, to join. And then, so our models aren't really the short term, meaning for day traders and people who are doing swing trades, they are kind of bearish. I think that does kind of echo what Bill said. He thinks Bitcoin is going to come back down to test the support before possibly taking off towards 16,000. That being said, let me just see if I can pull up any more information here on our models. Our models are kind of slightly different. So our models are basically saying Bitcoin could go as high as 11,800 before coming back down to as low as 10,800. So all in all, I mean, it's kind of wait and see approach. I think there's definitely opportunity. But as Bill mentioned, I think for those who have been chasing the pump of the week, be cautious, be very cautious. I mean, because if we go to the fear and greed index, let me pull that up here as well. Just give me a second here. Sorry, my phone was ringing. Let me turn that off. So if we go to the crypto fear and greed index, there's so much euphoria and excitement in the crypto markets right now to a point that it's time to be very careful, right? Because this is crypto fear and greed index, and right now we're at 80 out of 100. There is extreme greed in the market, right? That's higher than it was yesterday, last week, and last month. And as we all know, right, you want to be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when everyone else is greedy. And right now there is extreme greed, so you want to be extra fearful and cautious. I mean, for those who have our AI indices, you know that the price prediction models have turned almost very bearish, and they did rebalance this weekend. And even I was somewhat surprised, but not surprised with how they rebalanced. The price prediction models have been the best performing models so far. So let me see if I can just kind of give a quick preview here on my end. Now let me pull it up. So, okay, yeah. So since we launched the indices, which was about 3 months ago, the price prediction monthly index is up over 500%. That basically has a rebalancing of every month, and the last rebalance was this weekend. Go to our site to see what the new holdings are. But I mean, half of the portfolio is in pretty much one type of coin, which rarely happens. So that means it's very, very cautious in basically this month. So definitely do go check that out on our site and see what that's holding. All right. With that being said, how high do you think Bitcoin can go, or how low do you think Bitcoin can go? Tell us what your prediction is for Bitcoin this month down in the comments below. Okay, all right. So let's continue the show here. Just give me 1 second. I want to pose our question of the day to our audience. Okay. Okay, so question of the day basically kind of echoes what we were talking about here. Time for the audience to chime in. All right, so what's your Bitcoin price prediction? Go to menti.com, that's menti.com. Use the code 825875, that's 825875. What do you think Bitcoin can go? Do you think Bitcoin is going back down to $10,000? Do you think it's going to 13,000, to 16,000, to 25,000? We kind of already shared our answer, but definitely do go to Menti and tell us what you think. We want to make sure this is very, very interactive. Okay, so the votes are coming in. Okay, so as people go to Menti to chime in there, Bill, anything else to add on your front in terms of any other cases for Bitcoin to go to any of those other price points?
Well, I do have something in Ethereum if you want to go into that, or if you want to stick with Bitcoin, we can just do that.
Let's stick to Bitcoin and then maybe cover Ethereum towards the end.
Okay. So I think the only thing I would add in Bitcoin is in markets like this where you have extreme volatility, traders sometimes need a pivot point, right? So if the market's above this point, it's okay to be long. And if the market is below this point, then you can either try to be short or stay on the sidelines. And to make a long story short, my pivot in Bitcoin is 11,400, right? So if it's above 11,400, then it can resume. Below that, yellow light for caution.
Okay, so how do equities affect all of this?
Well, when you have Bitcoin kind of wobbling and you have everybody sort of getting too euphoric, and then, obviously everyone's trying to take profits or sell losers all at once, you wouldn't want to wake up and see equities start falling apart. My view on equities is that it's kind of a zombie market, right? Like the Federal Reserve is like taking control of it. So unless there's some kind of super dramatic event, equities may just sit there, and that's fine. That's great. The action, the future is crypto, right? So that's where the action should be.
Now, do you think the same thing applies to gold as well?
No, I think gold is more along the lines is with crypto, basically, right? In other words, we're witnessing a rally in alternative money, right? And one thing I said to people this week was, gold is above 2,000. Gold took out its all-time high from 2011 and then some, okay? So I looked at that and I was like, well, I'm moving my price targets in crypto up, right? I mean, crypto, Bitcoin is still way below its all-time high, right? So if precious metals can do it, so can crypto.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so basically, Bitcoin and crypto are the new gold. So I think if gold is pumping, then we can all expect crypto to definitely do well. Okay, so let's check in here with the audience and see how we're doing. Okay, people are talking. Okay, so James is saying to chart silver. Okay, maybe after the question of the day. But any comments on silver, Bill?
Well, I mean, silver has been underappreciated for a while. Silver was at 50 back in 2011. Okay. Now, maybe because it has an industrial application, it's kind of been left behind, but it's definitely waking up. Like I got super bullish on Ethereum when I saw what silver was doing. This is like a month ago. So I like looking at it as a leading indicator because sometimes silver, it may not move as far, but it moves first. It's the Litecoin of the metals market.
All right. So let's see how the audience has voted. So Let me just pull that up here. Give me a second. Okay, so question was, what's your Bitcoin price prediction? And first, so very surprising. So people think Bitcoin is going to $13,000. Then second, $10,000. Wow. So people are pretty okay. So pretty neutral, maybe slightly bearish. 16,000 and 25,000 came in third and fourth. So nobody thinks Bitcoin is quite going to the moon. So I guess the question is that because most people are holding altcoins and they don't want the altcoins to be affected by a Bitcoin rally, or are people just kind of done with Bitcoin? So tell us what you think. Do you think the audience is right? Do you think they're wrong? Tell us in the comments what you think. And thank you. Okay, all right, so let's move on. So it's time for us to go to, before we go to crypto therapy, where we basically do TA on your favorite altcoins, let me just, actually, I think we'll have to skip that because that's typically something we do at the end. Okay, do you still hear me, Bill? Okay, I think you're...
I have you, yes.
You still there? Okay, all right, cool. All right, okay, so let's just check in with the audience. I did forget to do shout outs, so let me just quickly do those. Be sure to like, subscribe, and smash the like button. Okay, so shout out to James, Mateo, Mchaka97, David, Robert, James, Alpha Diallo, Muhib, I'm totally butchering that one. Bruno, what's up, Bruno? Christopher, what's up, Christopher? Thanks for joining. Mark is here as usual. Dragon Ball Crypto is here as usual. Christopher Walker, I saying, take my money. I'm not sure exactly what that is in reference to, but hey, be cautious. I mean, as the Crypto and Fear Greed Index said, there's extreme greed out there, right? So definitely be cautious. So where's the music? Apologies, we were having some audio issues in the beginning, but that's been solved. Mohib says the next level he thinks is 13,500. Okay, very interesting, very interesting. Good evening, guys. Hey, Christiana, welcome. Thanks for joining the professional group. Appreciate you joining the crypto family. Alpha Diallo says we'll pump you land in the moon. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's go to the next segment before we go to crypto therapy. So time for Crypto Showdown. Okay, so go to menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 825875, 825875. So this is a segment where we take two coins that are favorites and trending in the community, and we have you, the audience, tell us what you think. So we have Chainlink back again. I think this is the third time in Crypto Showdown. And then disclosure, I have bought back into Chainlink this week. So basically the price prediction models were very bullish on Chainlink. So I bought Chainlink as a short-term trade. This is not currently a long-term investment. This is purely a short-term speculation, right? So just kind of want to put that there as a disclosure. I am back on Chainlink. I know the Link Army has been trolling me for a while, but guess what? I'm back in as a trade. Okay, but now question of the day, Crypto Showdown. What coin do you think has more upside? Is it Chainlink or is it Aave? These are two DeFi picks that have been performing very, very well. Aave has been crushing it this year. Chainlink has been crushing it this year. So without further ado, Bill, what does the TA tell us?
Hey, let's take a look. Okay, so one of the things I like about Chainlink is that...
Is it Chainlink?
When it went down to $7.13, okay, that was one of those what I call fib retracement points, or like a place you might expect to see buyers. All right, to keep it simple, Chainlink saw buyers almost immediately, right? Okay. So there was this kind of FUD that came out, all right, and then Chainlink sort of shrugged it all off, right? And then Bitcoin went crazy on the upside and on the downside, and Chainlink shrugged it all off. Okay. So this is leading me to believe that, Chainlink is actually doing a consolidation to possibly make another move, right? Because all the things that scared all the other altcoins didn't scare Chainlink. So if there's a piece of news that comes out that's positive about Chainlink, okay, I don't think it's going to go up by itself, but if there's a positive piece of news, I think there's upside. Now, if you go to Aave, okay, this thing has recovered sharply, right? It went down. I don't think you ever really had a chance to buy it because the spike was so fast, right? And I use the term sometimes Mr. Market, right? So there's all these DeFi coins, there's all this stuff. I can't see everything on Uniswap, but I do know the stuff that we cover, okay? And when something rallies like Aave, it looks like institutions are making their DeFi pick, okay? I think Kava is still something to consider, okay? But it's pretty clear based on the price action that Len went back to its high and everything else was sort of stagnant. So, personally, I don't know that I would chase Aave, okay? Because, it was all the way down, all the way back, and it was, those are huge percentage moves. So, either way, you can get a lot of gratification if Aave explodes. So, you can take your pick.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Okay, so let us now go and see who the winner is. So, without further ado, the audience has voted Crypto Showdown, and the winner is Chainlink. Chainlink, does Chainlink ever lose? The crypto family likes Chainlink a lot. As mentioned, I'm basically back in on this short-term trade. Let's see how well this month goes for Chainlink. Let's see how well our AI models are as well, right? So just go to our site and check out the AI models. The models for Chainlink have been, very, very accurate. To a point, it's pretty freaky, right? And to a point, I was like, our team is basically building these models, and we have to eat our own dog food, right? So if the AI models and the AI indices have been the best performing ones, and they're bullish on these particular group of altcoins, I said, you know what? I'm basically using our own platform to invest as well, right? So I know people have been saying I haven't been too active, but right now we're in a bull run. It's time to make money. Right, so even though I'm working, I'm also kind of investing. Disclosure, just go to tokenmetrics.com/disclosures to view our holdings. My holdings at the moment are Chainlink, Matic Network, Ether. What else? I still have some ELF. I think that's how it's pronounced, which was basically my bag all the way from 2018 with Pixio Chain, and they ended up airdropping ELF, and I think ELF is up 10x. But it's still kind of an L. That's kind of based on my initial investment in Pixio Chain. But in terms of the return on ELF, so that was basically a nice surprise. Matic Network, yeah. So Matic, Chainlink, Helium, of course, right? For those who've been following the news, you know that Helium was announced as one of the coins being explored by Coinbase to list, which definitely makes us very, very bullish that Coinbase is now seeing the value in Helium, and I think it's one of the few coins on that list which isn't yet on a major exchange, right? Because we've been bullish on Helium since 2018. So now Pomp, Coinbase, and everybody in the crypto world is now kind of starting to see this hidden gem. And lots of people have been asking us, Ian, give us a low cap altcoin, right? People have been asking us this question every single week, and we keep on saying there's no need to go out there and chase 10 different altcoins that are below 100 market cap when we already found a hidden gem in Helium, right? So, I've been manning that for a while, bought some on Galaxy, but now with Coinbase giving it essentially a stamp of approval, Now we think this is really about to take off. But with that being said, thank you for everybody who was able to partake in Crypto Showdown. Chainlink has won. If you think the Link Army is wrong, tell us down in the comments below. Tell us why you think Aave has more upside. Or if you think the Link Army is right and Chainlink has more upside, tell us down in the comments below. Thank you. Okay. All right. So that was good. All right. So let me just quickly go to the. Actually, let me quickly cover what's going on with DeFi. I think. Actually, maybe not. I think that's something we'll likely cover during the AMA. So just go to the. Once again, to submit your questions, go to menti.com. That's MENTI.com. Use the code 825875. That's 825875. Now, if you have any questions you would like to submit when we don't have the show, just go to our forum. Just go to forum.tokenmetrics.com. That's forum.tokenmetrics.com. The community is now slowly building up. As you see here, we have lots of questions. I do try to kind of go through here and answer questions each week. So give me a second here as I try to see what questions people want us to cover from our audience. So some interest in Polkadot and Kusama. Yeah, I mean, there's been lots of interest on Polkadot. Polkadot, I know one coin that we're about to share this coming week with our audience in the newsletter. Actually, our team is looking into a few, I would say probably a handful of Polkadot cryptocurrencies that are about to launch. So there has been some hype on Polkadot. For those who don't know, Polkadot is basically building an interoperable blockchain. They're competing with Cosmos. Very, very interesting project. We do have the full review up on tokenmetrics.com. Definitely do go and check that out. Okay, so let me see what question we can pick. Okay, people are asking for more DeFi projects. Just give me a second here. Bill, do you have any DeFi projects you're kind of watching besides Aave and Chainlink on your end?
Sure. I keep a DeFi list. Okay. I've been paying attention to Kava. I actually spoke to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the thing I like about Kava, as I understand it, is that they do loans for speculating. Now, I know that, greed is too far over and there needs to be some sort of adjustment, and those cannot be pretty. But I just think in terms of what they do when they lend to speculators who want leverage or margin, like in stocks, okay, it's not as sexy as the pump of the day on Uniswap, I know, but I like to stay with stuff that's solid. So I've been following Kava.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so on my end, I think projects that are worth looking into would be Ren. And I think some of the projects, honestly, I mean, I know people have been chasing the pumps of the week, but if you just go to defipulse.com, I mean, if you're in DeFi, you have to bookmark the site. So kind of like textbook, as we mentioned, we've been mentioning this for the last few weeks on our live stream, MakerDAO, right? I mean, when Compound launched, Compound was the new sexy cryptocurrency. People kind of forgot about Maker. Compound dominance went as high as 40%, I believe, at one point. But now Maker dominance dropped to like 20%. But Maker is now back in the lead very strongly, right? Maker dominance is now almost 50%. Just think about it for a second. Maker dominance is now almost 50%. And recently, Maker surpassed over $1 billion in total value locked up. So over $1 billion is locked up in Maker. That's more than $250,000 more than Compound. Now, we still like Compound in terms of the technology, but in terms of overall DeFi products, like if you had to honestly ask us, what DeFi project are we most bullish in long term right now? I mean, it has to be Maker, right? I know Maker has its own issues with governance or what have you and the team, but I mean, what project doesn't have issues? right? All cryptocurrency projects have issues, right? And so in terms of projects that are investable, that have long-term value, but are not as risky, right? Because all cryptocurrency has risk. So in terms of the risk to reward ratio, we're still very bullish on Maker, right? Now, this is not kind of looking at any particular technical analysis or looking at any price prediction models. This is just purely based on the overall grade we have on tokenmetrics.com, right? So Maker, Compound, Aave are still good projects, right? DYDX, all these don't really have tokens at the moment. BZX, technology-wise, is also good. Now, one project I have been doing a lot more research on is UMA, right? Universal Market Protocol. Now, this is a project that, for me, has been very fascinating. We do have the full rating on Token Metrics on our site, so go check that out, right? So, but, I mean, at a high level, they basically are letting anybody create synthetics, right? Which is pretty crazy, right? Anybody can create a derivative. And I was playing around with this last night on their testnet. So if you go to, I believe it's, just give me a second here. It's tokenbuilder.umaproject.org. So that's tokenbuilder.umaproject.org. Okay, looks like I gotta switch my MetaMask. Let me just do a quick switch. Okay, yeah, here we go. Right, so I think honestly this is one project to look out for, right? And this was also a project that's on the watch list for Coinbase, so they possibly are up for a listing on Coinbase. And I have been watching lots of talks from the DeFi Summit by their team, and from a idea-wise and vision in terms of for DeFi and what they can do, this is a project that has my interest. Now, I'm not saying go out there and buy and FOMO into this project. Definitely not, right? I mean, there's still other products that we have more highly rated on Token Metrics, right? But in terms of projects that I think have possible upside that are still somewhat undervalued, right? We plan to put out an in-depth investor report on this project in the next 1 to 2 weeks to our customers. So if you're a customer, stay tuned. We also did put out an investor report last week on Ampleforth, which was a project the community had lots of interest in. So if you join and you missed that, just go to the bottom of each email. We basically have an archive that has all the last newsletters. So this is a project that has my attention. Bill, are you able to do some TA on UMA?
Yes, I have it right here.
Okay.
Okay, so this is pretty new. Okay. And so I've got to go with like an intraday 4-hour bar chart. All right. Now, there's a couple different ways to look at this, right? If you start in the bottom left, right, you have rally and then sit, and then you have bigger rally and then sit. Okay. Now it looks to me like, the guys who bought this really low are going to take their money. Okay. If this thing makes a new high, then you could probably argue it's going to make another run. Okay. But to me, at the moment, it looks like people are taking their money, which is understandable because there's a lot to take. But if it makes a new high and it closes there, it's going to go up more.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Very interesting. All right. So tell us, what DeFi projects are you most into? Tell us down in the comments below. Which ones do you think have more upside? We kind of shared ours. We shared Maker, Compound, Aave. Those are kind of the ones that are more well known. And then in terms of those that are more undervalued and pretty brand new, I covered UMA. But tell us, are there any DeFi projects we're missing? Tell us down in the comments below. Okay, all right. So I think it's time for us to hop into cryptotherapy. All right. So I think we've done enough stalling. Okay. All right. So just give me a second here to pull up the questions. Okay, all right. So some of these questions, but I guess that's why it's crypto family. Some of these questions are kind of random. So first question, hi Ian, not related to crypto, but I was curious if you play video games in your spare time. If so, which one? And if not, why not? Yeah, I mean, so I do play games. I am a pretty big gamer, but I don't play too many games. I play like I play like two games every year, right? I'll say two or three games. So the games I play are NBA 2K. I'm a big basketball fan, so I played for the first time in like 2 weeks. Recently, haven't had as much time, so probably like once every. I'll say when I'm busy, like every 2 weeks. But when I'm not so busy, probably like every weekend usually, right? On occasion, maybe like every other night, but that's rare. That's kind of more when things. I would say maybe in a bear market, but right now we've been in a bull run, so there hasn't really been time to play games. The only games I'm playing is just helping out our customers. Outside of 2K, I do play some FIFA. That's probably every couple of months. I also do like Dragon Ball Z games, but that's pretty much it. How about you, Bill? Do you play any games?
It's been a long time since I moved past Call of Duty. But on the basketball front,
Yeah.
I did watch The Last Dance with Michael Jordan.
Oh, nice. How was that?
I actually was around when they made that,
Yeah.
that repeat, three-peat. Like I saw all of that, unfortunately, from the wrong end as a Knicks fan.
Oh,
And
wow.
when I watched what Jordan was able to do, particularly when he was under the most stress, like a championship game he played with the flu. When that show was over, I just got up and I went back to my desk and I'm like, I'm going to make the best crypto research ever. Right. I was just so pumped and motivated. So
I like that. I like that. I mean, that's why we have Bill on the team. Well said. Well said. Okay. All right. On to the next question from the audience. Okay. So people are asking for our thoughts on Bidao. We've covered this before. I mean, we're not. I mean, long term, we think Bidao is very experimental. It's very early. It's very early stage. So, I mean, me personally, I would not put any money in it. The team is very young. The code is not very active on GitHub, right? I know there's been lots of hype around it from other YouTubers, and because they're building on Binance Chain and because they're integrating Chainlink and all that stuff. Now, we're not saying this project can't do well, but I mean, it's basically just a short-term trade, right? And I'm not sure, is it trading now on exchanges, Bill? Are you able to find this?
How do you spell it?
BIDAO.
I don't have it. No.
Yeah. So I don't think it's trading yet on exchanges. Okay. So people were asking about Helium. Okay, Helium to Coinbase. Price prediction for end of year. Also, how much HNT did you buy? Well, I mean, I can't disclose exactly how much I bought. Just know that I've been early in Helium, all right, before anybody really was talking about it. So, I mean, this to us just kind of shows us that, hey, it pays to be early, right? Because the whole world now is really seeing the value of Helium, right? Pomp is talking about it. He joined the affiliate program. He's mining it. Coinbase talked about them now exploring to list it, right? So we've been talking about this project since 2018, since I went to their offices in San Francisco. So it's really good to see that our research pays off, right? And now if Coinbase ends up listing it, all I can really say is
we just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
Crypto family, right? So, I mean, as people know, I have been mining it for some time now, probably like half a year, I think, maybe even longer. I also bought some on exchanges. Bill, are you able to find a chart for HNT, Helium?
I have Helium Chain. Is that the same thing or is that different?
That's different. Yeah, so maybe there's no
Okay,
chart
I
on
have.
it.
All right, I've got Helium.
Oh, you do? Okay, great. Great.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. So with this, every time you hear something is about to be listed on Coinbase, I think from a technical analysis point of view, it's not that great. Okay. Coinbase will list it and then it'll go down. This is old from stocks. You know, when they would put a stock in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the stock would go down. It would do it. Now here, there's some good news. I don't know if you can follow it, but do you see how this is a rounded bottom? Okay. In other words, Helium has been making this curved base. And you guys know that I've got this saying, the bigger the base, the higher in the space. So this is a case where if there's a news event, if Coinbase lists it, Helium has already done the work. This is a 4-hour chart where if something positive really comes out or some big buyer comes in, that this has got a lot of upside potential. In other words, I love things in crypto all year that have like built a base. And Helium has done that, right? To the point where, you know, again, people who are super bullish are probably ready for the moonshot.
Yeah. All right. That's good. I mean, so one of the projects that we've been bullish on that is also on that list is Blockstack. So 2 US-based projects. So very interesting to see if they end up listing both, right? Because those have been on our radar for some time. And it's now kind of good to see that they'll now be possibly getting more volume. All right, so tell us what you think. I mean, how high do you think Helium can go? Do you think Helium has lots of upside? Do you think it's maxed out? Also, do go to tokenmetrics.com to check out our price prediction models on Helium, because I think they have been updated as well. But yeah, tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay, all right. On to the next question. Okay, can you check the newly released PLT, the DeFi coin Plutus DeFi on KuCoin? So that's PLT is a token name. Okay. We'll have Bill pull that up.
Okay, so I typed in PLT. I got Plantain Coin. Is that what it is? Or is that something
No,
different?
that's something different. Plutus. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a very new coin, so I'm not sure if it's even going to be on the charts.
I don't think I have it.
Okay, all right. So, but what I can do, because somebody on our team has worked with the project, and they have kind of given us some insight. I mean, it's performed well as a trade, but I mean, long term, I'm not sure I would have my money in it. But I haven't really done a deep dive on the project. But just kind of from people I know who are close to the project, it's let's just say it's crypto. I mean, not let's just say no comment. And I think that kind of tells you our thoughts. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, do you think that Polkadot has any chance to take share from Ethereum for the DeFi market, or is ETH too far ahead? Okay, very good question. We've been hearing lots and lots of hype and essentially FOMO around DeFi-based projects. Actually, somebody did send me a link. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Sorry, just give me a second. About different projects building on Polkadot. Just give me a second here. Yeah, so this comes from the Web3 Foundation. This comes from their forum. Now, honestly, do I think Polkadot is going to displace Ethereum? At this point in time, I think that's premature to say. But I mean, we are seeing a lot of potential. I mean, so, if there's any project that could possibly maybe kind of claw at Ethereum's feet, it could be Polkadot. But Polkadot is really, to me, a different project. Polkadot is competing with Cosmos. It's competing with Icon. It's competing with Aeon. Aeon is pretty much dead. One chain is dead. Icon has some potential. Cosmos, I think, is really the legit competition for Polkadot. One could say maybe even Avalanche, AVAX, right? But these are the teams currently building on Polkadot. Let me see if I can zoom in here. So we have Chainlink, Laminar, Aragon, IDEX, Chainx, a bunch of different projects. But the ones that have really kind of caught our attention, or the ones we've been hearing a lot about, have been Energy Web Foundation, Ocean Protocol, Edgeware, Zero Chain, Akala Network, Darwinia. We've been hearing a ton about that. Ladder Network, Acropolis, we've covered before on our show. Zero X Protocol is well known. Then we've also been hearing about PolkaSwap, which is pretty interesting project. They're building essentially Uniswap on Polkadot, and we all know Uniswap is one of the most actively used dApps on Ethereum. So to go to your question, can Polkadot displace Ethereum? I think that's too early and very premature to say, but they definitely do have decent fundamentals, decent technology. We do have the full token metrics and rating and review on our site, so go to tokenmetrics.com to check that out. Bill, do you have the TA on Polkadot?
Okay, so on Q, Polkadot. All right, now this is something that I've seen. This is a 4-hour chart all throughout this bull market, right? There's an initial move up, okay? Then there's a triangle formation, and then if it breaks out of the triangle, it moves, okay? So, I just look at the picture, and I would say, if you like Polkadot, and there's even talk that it could be better than Ethereum for DeFi, okay? I have a hard time accepting anything's better than Ethereum, but I understand there's a different view. And if there's going to be a next moonshot, this is a candidate for the next moonshot, because up, triangle, up has been the pattern.
Yeah, well said, well said. And I think to kind of just add on to that again, we're not really talking about long-term investing at the moment. For that, I think you definitely have to kind of do more in-depth research, and we do have that on our site. But if you're just looking into Polkadot as a short-term trade, as Bill mentioned, it looks like there is some possible upside on that. So tell us down in the comments below, are you bullish on Polkadot? If so, which projects building on Polkadot are you most into? Please post them down in the comments below. I see Black Mamba is saying DOT, which is the token symbol for Polkadot, equals moon. Okay. He's saying you better buy that DOT when you get listed, bro. All right. Well, thank you, Black Mamba. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Kobe. Okay. All right. Let's. He's also talking about Orion Protocol. We have covered that one. Okay. Somebody's saying, Cristiano is saying it's called Pluton. The token is Pluton, but the name of the card is Plutus. Okay. Yeah, that is somewhat confusing. Okay, let's go on to the next question from the audience here. Okay, so can you guys look at silver, XAG, opening well today? Okay. Let's have Bill pull up that. Or it's good to have some non-crypto TA on the show, because we know equities and also precious metals in a way do kind of affect cryptocurrencies.
Okay, so let me. I have a 2-day trip. Let me do weekly for silver.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull that up right now. Okay, so I've got XAG up here. Okay, and one of the things that I would say about XAG is, to me, at least on a weekly basis, it looks just like Ethereum, right? Silver did it, say 3 weeks ago, right here. And then Ethereum followed by going from, 3 something to 400. Now, can silver break the resistance near $26? Sure. You know, it might have to hang out for 2 weeks. Because I think everybody, I mean, the metals are not like crypto where it's just everything is just like in Mega Moon and they do 2 years worth of rallying in a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Silver, I think, went up because of the idea of like a dollar crash, and I think everyone's got to take, I don't know, a 3 to 4, 5 day break on the idea of a dollar crash. The way I would look at silver going forward is if silver takes out $25, okay, or $26, then you're looking at a move back to its high. And I think if silver takes out $26, you can start talking about Ethereum eventually going to 800 by October.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So tell us what you think about silver. Are you holding some silver for long term? Do you think the dollar is going to crash? I mean, I frankly don't see that happening, especially after going through the book, The Deficit Myth. I think if anything, they'll keep on printing more money, propping up equities, and hopefully that money flows into crypto and we all go to the moon. That's basically how we all benefit. Okay. All right. So let's check in here with the audience in the comments and see how we're doing. Heard about Mantra DAO? Yes, I have. I have been hearing about that. I know some people in my network who have been talking about that. The Graph. Yes, so the Graph is a project we are looking into. Definitely keep an eye out on that one. Do you guys have any idea about Solana? Yes, we have covered Solana. We did an in-depth investment report to our customers. That's in the archives. Okay, Elrond just paired with Orion. Okay, interesting. Thank you for that update. Okay, so somebody's saying PLTUSD is on TradingView, Pluton. Could you try that again, Bill, and see if that pops up?
Okay, I have it. I have it versus Tether.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so this looks pretty new. Coming up.
Yeah, so it is brand new. They launched a few weeks ago. They did have some kind of controversy with their launch. I think some people were able, some bots or people were able to buy tokens before they're actually meant to be for sale. But okay, it's now trading on KuCoin. Go ahead.
Okay, so this reminds me a little bit of Compound, okay, where you have something that comes out and everyone's excited about it. Whoops. And then it kind of falters. Okay. So what this thing is going to have to do, which it can do, is come off these lows here in August. And, you know, I need a nice green candle to punch through right here. Okay. Because as we can see, the last time it came up to this line, okay, somebody was selling. You know, that's and that doesn't look like someone who loves it. That looks like somebody who's disappointed. So what you want to see is you want to see disappointment met with new buying. Okay. So give me a green candle. give me 2 or 3 hours of this thing moving higher. And then you can say, yeah, it's good. You need the bulls to demonstrate that they can take control from people who may be disappointed.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely a project that's purely for short-term trading speculation. I mean, I think before really investing in that long-term, do your due diligence, do an in-depth code review, check the smart contracts, maybe even have people in the community just kind of share their own thoughts on that. But I'll keep that to just purely a short-term trade. Okay. All right. So Cristiano is also saying, what's up, Cristiano? To take a look at Elrond. Elrond has been a favorite.
Okay. All right. I'm pulling it up here now.
Okay. Also, be sure to go to tokenmetrics.com to check out the price prediction models for Elrond based on our AI. We can't cover all the different models on the show because that would be unfair to our customers, but we definitely do urge you to go check out the models. The Elrond has performed very, very well, and our models have been pretty accurate on that. So definitely do suggest you go check that out as Bill pulls up the TA.
Okay, here it comes. Okay, so I'm going to look at a daily chart of this. Okay, and I want to just note that we've seen some of this before. So right here, we have Elrond. It looks like everyone is selling, right? Every time it goes up, people sell. And then what happened when all the sellers got done, right? It moved. It went this way. Okay, now it looks like they're doing the same thing again. The sellers are back. Okay, every time it goes up, it's getting sold. Okay, and you know, to the extent that you like this, especially since we've had sellers at it for like 4 or 5 days, if the sellers don't break it, it's a buy, right? Because I don't know, we know the sellers are out there trying to break it. So I guess if it breaks, that shouldn't be a shock. But if you like it and the sellers have been pressing it, frequently that's the best time to get long, right? When disappointed bulls and overconfident bears, and then all of a sudden all those people come rushing in, that's potentially bullish setup. Now, there isn't some magical thing here that says it's going up, but if you like it, okay, I think you can try to buy it.
All right. Well said, Bill. Well said. I mean, Elrond has been a project that we've also kind of been keeping tabs on. So I definitely do urge you to go check out and see our full review on Elrond on our site. We also do have price prediction models as well. And for the most part, actually, let me just see if I can pull them up here briefly. Yeah, because Elrond I know was in our price prediction index last month. It has rebalanced this month. This month it's not in the index, so the price prediction models are not quite as bullish as they were before. But that's just because maybe they're just other different altcoins that is more bullish on. But let me just quickly pull this up here. Yeah, so versus last month, it's not in the top 10 for the price prediction holdings for the index. But check out the models on our platform. Okay. With that being said, tell us what you think. Are you bullish on Elrond? I see Christiana saying, great, I bought some at 2 cents. Okay, cool. Ben says they can't break it. It's there. It's been some big bounces. Elrond is consolidating, but wants to go up. And they're only going to have 20 million tokens in 10 years. All right, thank you, Ben. Ben Julian, what's up? Okay, somebody's saying Elrond's partnership with Orion, ORN, is going to be huge. Okay. So it looks like there was definitely some event. All right, tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay, all right. On to the next one. Okay, somebody's saying Bitcoin to 35K in 6 months, then bear market. Okay. Okay, people are talking about, these aren't really questions. Okay, I can't... Let me just give me a second here. Thoughts on Litecoin, Mimblewimble partnership? How do you expect Litecoin to perform in this upcoming bull run compared to other alts? I know Bill has been looking at Litecoin a lot this year. Bill, your take on Litecoin?
Okay, well, the last time we talked about Litecoin, I forgot to mention something, which was that the only reason to like Litecoin is that no one likes Litecoin. Right. everyone sort of doesn't like it. So one of the things about Litecoin that is hugely helpful is that Litecoin normally moves before Bitcoin does. And this was no exception, right? Litecoin started out below 40. Okay. It wound up going to 60, but it moved before Bitcoin. All right. Now, I don't want to say anything negative about it because I need it as a leading indicator. So to that extent, Litecoin has a use. It's just not the use that you would normally associate with a cryptocurrency. One thing that I drew just as sort of like pie in the sky is when I look at these diagonal resistance levels that I come up with, I can't find any resistance in Litecoin until $120. And I'm talking about this is like for the rest of this year. So a lot of people, and our audience member just commented, he said, you know, okay, Bitcoin's going to go up a lot and then we're going to have a huge bear market. Okay. My question is, what happens if it goes up and up and up and up? Right. In other words, what happens if we have these things where everything goes up, they shake people out, and then it just resumes? Okay. So I don't think Litecoin is something you have to like, you know, trip over yourself to go buy, especially at 60. But I do think that there's material upside in like coins, like, you know, the Ethereums, the Litecoins, the stuff that's on Coinbase. Because again, remember, one of the reasons why Litecoin could be okay is what's going to happen when stock investors open up a Coinbase account and start buying crypto, right? Like the crypto crowd is doing DeFi on Uniswap. Okay. But what happens when the stock people come in and start doing Coinbase? They're going to hit the button that says, buy a little bit of everything on Coinbase. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
That's going to be the robo advisor. So when I saw Litecoin and all these things jump, that's what I thought of. New money coming to crypto.
Yeah, well said, well said. I mean, Litecoin has been a pretty interesting coin. I mean, it's not performed as well as the other coins, and kind of pulling up here on Token Metrics. I mean, from a long-term perspective, fundamentals are good, but technology-wise, there hasn't really been much development, much update. So to us, this is really a short-term trade. So kind of feel free to trade this, but know that long-term, we're not so bullish on Litecoin versus all the other cryptocurrencies out there. So kind of as Bill said, I think there's definitely some potential. Right now, our AI models are neutral, but this seems to be going up. And then let me pull up the price prediction models. So the price prediction models, these aren't so friendly towards Litecoin. But with that being said, I mean, if you're trading this, be cautious. Just kind of know that, hey, I mean, the future is not always guaranteed, but that's always with any crypto, right? So tell us what you think about Litecoin down in the comments below. All right. Now the question was also about Mimblewimble. That I've not really looked into it, but I haven't really heard much about Mimblewimble since then. Okay, so somebody's saying to look into EWT. We've looked into that before. I know it was a project I think Chico Crypto was talking a lot about, and I think it pumped based on that and some other stuff. But here, let me see if we can get other questions. Somebody's asking about Ampleforth. We did cover Ampleforth on lots of the past live streams. So all in all, I mean, go to our site. We have added the in-depth review on Ampleforth, and we also do have the report, which is in our newsletter archives. Ampleforth is definitely an interesting project. So without giving away too much, just go to our platform for that. Polkadot we've covered already. Kusama is kind of the same thing. Okay, how about this one? This is a project I do know about. Bill, are you able to pull up Aleph? I think is how it's pronounced. ALEPH. is the token name and symbol. ALEPH. Aleph.
Okay, I see it.
You see it? Yeah. As you pull that up, I mean, that's got to be one of the worst names ever. I'm not sure who their marketing or branding person is, but I mean, they should change that name ASAP. But I mean, that being said, I mean, I am holding this token. I was airdropped this token via their airdrop for former Pixio chain investors. Okay, go ahead, Bill.
Okay, so on this, this has a feel of something that has like pumped, and that, you know, if you buy it, you might get left holding the bag. I know it looks really interesting. Here's where, if you liked it, it's coming up on support soon. So if you loved it, you know, that's where you would buy it, like basically on the next dip. Okay, kind of big picture. And again, this is only a 4-hour chart, but you know, that looks like, you know, your standard correction. I'm sorry, your standard complete uptrend, right? So if you love this, and the test for all of these type of coins is, can you buy the dip and make money? Okay, it's easy to buy it when it's going up, and that's fine. I mean, that's a great trading strategy. You go with the momentum. But it's been hard to find these altcoins that will go down and then bounce and go back up. And the only ones that I know of were like Aave and Chainlink. So if you missed it and you want to buy the dip, you know, the next big down heave is when you would give it a try. All right. But I would keep your expectations reasonable, because again, once these things moon, they're kind of done.
Yeah. So basically, I'm reading that as time to sell, basically. All right. Or rather, time to take profits if you haven't already, which means that time for me to probably take some profits too. All right. Thank you, Bill. Checking here with the audience. People are saying, check Holochain. We checked Holochain already last week. The video should be up on our channel for Holochain. People talking about Engine, XRP. We've covered XRP already as well on the channel. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your crypto family. And let's get more people on board. The more likes we have, the longer we stay. Okay, so let's keep it going with the AMA. Do I still have a bag of Loom Network? No, I do not. I got out of Loom back in 2018. I sold the little that I had. The rest was taken in my hack. Okay, good question here. Can you please advise the rationale behind having effectively 5 stablecoins in the monthly trader price prediction portfolio? Yeah, I mean, so the portfolio did rebalance. So I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's basically saying that it's very bearish on altcoins at the moment. So it's shifting part of its portfolio to stablecoins to preserve that capital. Now it still does have 5 other altcoins, right? For example, Chainlink was one I mentioned earlier in the stream. Right, but it's basically saying the market, it's time to take profits, right? So basically it took profits and is putting half of the portfolio on the sidelines because, I mean, there could be a huge correction. Earlier in the stream, we basically mentioned that right now we're in extreme greed, right? According to the Fear and Greed Index, we're in extreme greed, over 80% out of 100. And as we mentioned before, you want to be fearful when others are greedy. And right now, if people are greedy, people are chasing the pump of the week. People want DeFi this, DeFi that. I mean, fundamentals have gone completely out the window, right? So I find it very interesting that our AI model is able to pretty much look at all the coins we have in our system and pick up on that. Lots of coins have basically been going up too much. There's too much FOMO. Time to take profits, lock in the profits. I mean, quite frankly, seeing how well it's performed. So for those who don't know, our indices, let me see if I can pull them up here. The price prediction index which looks purely at price, nothing else, right, has been the best performing index thus far. Right, so here's the index, right? So this is the index versus Bitcoin in the last month, right? So it began up over 330%, and now it's up over 500%, right? And the question the person was asking is, half of the portfolio is in stablecoins, right? Now, the reason why it's in 5 as opposed to 1 is because we have it where the index will only hold about 10% in each coin, right? So basically, we give the index 10 coins, and it weights them based on the grade. But in this case, for the price prediction index, it's actually based on the price prediction, right? So it's basically picking 5 altcoins that it's very bullish on. So we run models on all the different altcoins for price prediction, looking purely at price, not fundamentals, not TA, just purely at price and past pricing data, and try to predict in the next 30 days where the price is going. And then we pick the top 10 coins with the highest price prediction. So when it picked the top 10, 5 of those were stable coins. So it's telling us, I mean, that we should expect a pretty big correction. Now, I mean, it's not perfect. It could be wrong, right? This is just one tool. This should not be everything. Don't go out there and just blindly follow everything, right? I know some people, what they do is they have different indexes they basically invest in or follow. But I mean, it's basically saying we should be cautious, right? And I think with the extreme greed out there in the market, it does make sense to take some profits, right? Because the price prediction index is for traders, people who are trading monthly, right? So it's not really for the hodlers. If you're hodling for 1 year or longer, the price prediction index is not really for you because there's too much active portfolio management. Bill, anything to add to that?
Sure. So there's a Wall Street saying, cash is king. Okay. In crypto, that would be stable coins. So those models are telling you that, don't get caught up as a trader in trying to catch the falling knife or get chopped up as the market kind of goes up, down, or just down, right? In other words, bull markets need shakeouts. And that's what's going on right now. When you have a $2,000 range in Bitcoin in one day, that's a shakeout. So the AI is picking up on the fact that there just aren't a lot of coins that look like they're going to moon. So it just sits. And that's a powerful signal, as you said. And I think the only thing to add is that, if you want to take advantage of a big bull market, when it corrects, you want to keep your head clear. And the toughest thing in crypto to do is to do nothing, right? Sometimes that's what's required. Let them shake it out. Let them shake people to where they get a little bit scared. And then frequently in bull markets, you have to buy it when it looks the worst. Well, the AI is telling you that, doesn't quite look bad enough yet. It's still in wait and see mode.
Yeah, well said. And to also add on to that, you also want to have dry powder to buy the dip, right? So the AI in a way is saying, let's keep half of our portfolio and stablecoins so that when the corrections come and then we have more altcoins that could possibly recover and bounce back, we have lots of capital on the sidelines to buy the dip, right? So, I mean, it's definitely counterintuitive if you've been chasing the pump of the week, right? But I think that's why we have the AI to kind of help take out the emotion in trading and investing, right? So I think it definitely will help our customers kind of have better foresight in terms of where things are going and not really be too into the emotions of trading and investing. All right, tell us what you think. Do you think it makes sense to have half of the portfolio in stablecoins this month? Or do you think crypto will just keep on pumping? I mean, we're definitely open to different takes. Tell us what you think down in the comments below. All right, so let's keep it going to the next question. Let me see here. Yes, we have heard of Dowimia. We covered that earlier. Okay, could you do TA on Ring, RING? People are talking about this one. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be available on a chart.
Okay, I'm looking right now.
Okay.
Is it RING? That's the symbol, right?
Yes, that's the symbol.
Not ring X. Is that ring X?
I don't know. It should be just RING, no X.
Okay, so no, I do not have that. I have ring X.
Okay, all right. So that one we don't have, unfortunately. Let's keep him. Okay. Next one people are asking about is Sora, SORA. The symbol is XOR. This one is pretty brand new. I have heard about it. I'm not sure if it's going to be on TradingView or on CoinTrader.
No, this is the sign of the times, right? When I can't get it on. Not only can I not get, I don't even go to TradingView first. I go to CoinSignal.
Yeah.
Right. So it's it's a sign of the times that we're getting a lot of questions about things that don't have charts yet.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, even this one, I don't think it's going to have a chart. Unicrypt, UNC. Yeah. Try that one, but I doubt that's going to have a chart as well. Now, I did hear about this one. This one was some kind of DEX, I believe, kind of like Uniswap, I believe. But I haven't really delved too much into it. Right? I mean, all these new projects, treat them as short-term trades. Honestly, they're just pump and dumps until they're not. Right? So, and we've been trying to avoid telling people to chase pump and dumps, right? Because they're very speculative. You could lose your shirt and your skin, right? So be cautious when chasing those. Okay, all right. Let me see if we can find some other question. Okay. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to see if we can find some coins we haven't covered. Okay, here's one that I know this will have a chart for. So what is the outlook for Bitcoin Cash? Okay, so Bill's going to pull up the TA for that one.
Okay, so this is a great question. I thought I knew what was going on with Bitcoin Cash right before it went down 10% today. Okay, so let me pull this chart up and give you the revised outlook. Okay, so here is Bitcoin Cash. You're gonna watch me do the artwork kind of real time here. Okay, so Bitcoin Cash tried to break out right here. Okay. And then there was this huge correction where it just sort of failed, right? And it was a gigantic range. So with this, I can't say I really like Bitcoin Cash unless bulls come in and take control and it holds above, say, 270, 285, right? So I need that level to hold in order to be able to say, okay, this is good. Otherwise, this could be a situation where Bitcoin Cash goes down. It's the sort of triangle in the opposite direction, right? It goes down and then it does like a correction. Okay, bear with me. Okay, this is a little bit scary. Okay. In other words, this is actually one of the things that makes me believe or worry that if Bitcoin Cash comes unglued, it's not going to come unglued by itself. So if you said, okay, Bill, what's the most worrisome chart out there, especially since I thought this was good, like not 6 days ago, I want to see Bitcoin Cash hold at 285. All right. It doesn't have to moon, but I don't want to see it fall apart. Now, in terms of my opinion, I don't think it's going to fall apart. I just think we're in a phase where everything in crypto people got too excited and now they're getting chopped up. So Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin are kind of in that same group. where you don't have to love it, you don't have to own it, but you do want to see it trade okay. As sort of like a, a way to take the temperature of the crypto market below Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, I think that definitely does make sense. Let me see if I can pull up and see what our models say for Bitcoin Cash here on my end. All right. Okay, so yeah, I mean, TA is neutral. Obviously, technology we aren't so bullish on, but it does have the fundamentals. Now let's go to the price prediction models on this and see how they are. Yeah, the models on this have been all over the place, but in terms of July, it was actually performing better than the models, but this has basically Bitcoin Cash coming down all the way to 260. So I mean, definitely be cautious. Looks like it's gonna be a tough ride in store for Bitcoin Cash. But tell us what you think. Do you think Bitcoin Cash is going to hold at 285? Do you think it's going to come down to 260? Do you think it's going to go to the moon and beyond? Do you think Bitcoin Cash is the real Bitcoin? Do you think Bitcoin Cash is not the real Bitcoin? Tell us what you think down in the comments below. All right, let's keep it moving on to the next one. We've covered Litecoin already. Okay, I want to cover some coins we haven't covered before. Okay, here's one, 0x protocol. This is one we haven't covered, ZRX. So as Bill pulls that up, ZRX is one coin we are pretty bullish on long term in terms of overall, right? Fundamentals, technology, all of that. Go to tokenmetrics.com to view our full price prediction models and also our full token metrics ratings on that. Okay,
coming up. Okay, so this is interesting, and this has been a pattern that we've seen. The bigger the base, the potentially higher in the space. So either this coin is dead or it's sitting there making this base for a year and a half. Now, if something comes out that acts as a bullish catalyst, the stage is set here. The question is, can you sit around and wait? Now, given that we're in a mode in crypto where it's like the casino and everyone's wearing a tuxedo and drinking a martini, at least up until 2 days ago, I'm not sure people are going to have the patience. But I do know you have made money with the bigger the base, the higher in space.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Well said. Well said. And let me also just pull up ZRX here on my end and see what our models are saying. Yeah, I mean, because I know lots of people, one of the issues they had with ZRX was the token wasn't really used, right? The project is good and lots of people use it, but in terms of the actual token, the token didn't really have much utility. So let me just pull this up here. Please bear with me on my end. So the price prediction models on ZRX have been pretty well aligned with the actual price. So we see here since May, it's kind of been going in the same general trend. So fairly accurate. So the models basically have ZRX slightly kind of just going sideways, basically, right? So right now it's around 38 cents, 39. We have it going as low as 34 cents pretty much for the whole month. So basically kind of the same thing. Models basically saying they think the base will keep on going. So tell us what you think. I mean, do you think ZRX could bounce back? Do you think it's done? Do you think it's lost its luster? The token is useless? Tell us what you think down in the comments below. All right, so let's see if we can get some questions here that aren't really so token related. Okay, yeah, everyone wants TA now. Okay, so here's one we haven't covered in a while. What is your price prediction for Tezos XTZ? Okay, so we'll have Bill pull up the TA. Let me pull up the price prediction here on Tezos, because I know this is a coin we haven't covered too much. Now, for the full Token Metrics rating, go to our site, tokenmetrics.com. If you don't have a free trial yet, make sure to sign up, because the free trials will be wrapped up soon. Right? It was basically a promotion, so that's ending this month essentially. Right? So we have given people a heads up. Now the price prediction models, this have kind of been all over the place. This one has been kind of tough to predict, but essentially it's saying, for the most part, it's going to be around $3. Then towards the end of the month, it's going to go down to $2.75 or so. But I mean, from a tier perspective, maybe something else could happen. Okay, then let's see what Bill has to say on his end.
Okay, so here's how I'm looking at Tezos. I actually changed this up a bit. Okay, so this is the daily chart, right? And right here, I drew this rectangle. Okay, most of the time I'm drawing these colorful lines. When I have colorful lines, I'm drawing diagonal support and resistance. When I'm using the gray, that's usually for horizontal resistance. Now, Tezos has come to 3 and change, like 325. It's done it 1, 2, and let's just call this all one attempt, 3. Okay, it's actually 5 total attempts to get through 325. Now, I like the fact that it kind of hangs tough, and you have been paid this year to buy coins that are just below resistance. So just because it can't get through a level doesn't mean it's any good. Okay. Now, in this particular case, where we're moving into a possible crypto caution zone, like when we were in moon mode, I'd be like, oh, buy this, it's going to take out resistance. But in this case, you might have to wait 2 weeks for the consolidation to end before you see what happens here. Personally, I would go with this and make it break out and then go with the breakout. So a little bit of a different strategy after the correction and the greed going up in crypto.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So curious to know if there are any Tezos holders out there. Please tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay. All right. Let's check in with the audience and see how we're doing in the comments. Okay. Yeah. Somebody's asking if the pump is over. Well, I mean, we are in extreme greed mode, so definitely do be careful. Okay, yeah, Ben says he's waiting for Tezos to move. Edwin says patience is key. Yeah, patience is the key. DFI chain, I've not heard of that one. From a trust, I haven't heard about that in a while. What do we think about Band? We have a video about Band on our channel we covered a while back. Okay, somebody's saying he's going to bed. Hey, thanks for watching. Talk to you next week. That was Black Mamba. Black Mamba is out. Okay, thanks for all your efforts. Keep smiling. Thank you, Zaman. We appreciate it. Hey, if you guys like this live stream, definitely please make sure to hit the like button, the heart button, retweet, share, subscribe. This helps with the YouTube algorithms, so definitely please help us with that. Our channel has been going viral in the last 1 month or so. We basically doubled. So thank you for all the support. Keep that up. So keep on subscribing, sharing. Make sure you turn the bell on so you know when we go live. We go live typically around 6 p.m. Obviously, it's not like an atomic clock. We're typically late, but we're always here around 6 a.m., 6:15 or so p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, I mean, we can't do this without you and the support, so definitely make sure you subscribe and smash the like button. Okay. There was no public ICO price for Helium. Helium is a coin that is basically just mined, right? So the price was essentially, I mean, because they launched on exchanges after people could mine it. So I mean, the price, you could say it was 0 or 1 Satoshi, but quite true. You have to kind of factor in the cost of the device, which was, when I bought it, it was about $500 to buy the device. Now it went down to like 400. But yeah, let me see what else. Yeah, people keep talking about MTA, Meta. Are you able to find that, Bill? MTA, Meta?
Okay, let's see if I can find it.
That one is relatively new, so I'm not sure if it's going to be available. I think they might be on Poloniex, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay, hang on. Okay, so yeah, you know, stuff I keep getting asked to chart gets newer and newer, right? So I'm going to go to a 2-hour chart on this. Okay, again, this looks like a lot of these coins that pump. Okay, so right now I would say this is in like a support zone. So it's got to hold right here. Otherwise, it just reverses itself. And for the first time in a long time, we could potentially be seeing, instead of head and shoulders bottoms, we could actually be seeing head and shoulders tops. 3 attempts by the bulls to get it going, and then when it doesn't work, everyone's out. So I don't think I'd want to see this go any lower. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, be careful out there. The market is in extreme greed. So if you're up in profits, take some money off the table, at least your initial investment. Buy yourself something nice. Take the misses out. Right? But yeah, lock in profits. Okay. All right. Going back.
There's one thing to add to that.
Yeah. Please do.
So not only should, you know, if you can, try to lock in profits just as a general strategy, but I think if the casino is closed, then there's this other idea of, you know, potentially having to take a small or reasonable loss. You know, don't let something go to 0. If you did a bad trade, guess what? You have something in common with the most famous people in market history. Everyone's done a bad trade. Don't let it ruin your portfolio. So if you have to take a small loss to live to fight another day, do it.
Well said. Well said. Thank you, Bill. Okay. All right. So back to the AMA here. Okay. Just give me a second. Yeah, Sora we weren't able to find, so we can't cover that. Okay, yeah, so many questions. We won't be able to get through all the questions. I'm just trying to kind of pick those that I think will be of interest to everybody. So please bear with me. Looks like my computer froze. On my browser. Okay, I guess there are too many questions. Okay, everybody just bear with me. Let me go all the way to the end maybe. Okay, all right, sorry about that. And I see somebody just signed up for Token Metrics. Yeah, so thank you to everybody who's been signing up for Token Metrics. Last week was our busiest week yet. I mean, each week keeps getting better and better. So that just tells us people value Token Metrics. Actually, yesterday was the best day ever for Token Metrics. Right, so thank you to Crypto Family. Right,
We just landed on the moon and the land.
Moon Lambo family. I mean, so thank you for all the kind words. The community, especially those who joined the professional group. The professional private network has been exploding. We've had so many people join. We've had like probably one to two people. Yeah, probably two people join every single day for like the last 2 to 3 weeks, right? So I mean, all season people are making money. People definitely want to kind of be in the same group, right? We have Bill in there. We have me in there, kind of sharing our thoughts on projects, on TA, doing custom TA in the Telegram group with the biweekly calls. So definitely a good Token Metrics family. So if you definitely want to be part of that, we highly encourage you to join. Okay, let me get back to the AMA here. Yeah, for some reason it's not letting me go. Okay, I guess there's too many questions up to Mark Sam was answered. Okay, but apologies for that. This Menti thing is bugging out. Yeah, I think it's maxed out at 30. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. My fault. It says too many questions. I have to actually answer. I can't skip too far ahead. That's the issue. Okay, so how about this? Okay, so hi guys, what do you think about EWT? I think that's Energy Web Token, I believe. So let's have Bill try to pull that up. That is an altcoin. That's the one I talked about earlier that Chico Crypto and some others were talking about on YouTube. So as he pulls that up, let me check in here with the audience with the comments. Jeremiah says, congrats. Thank you. We appreciate it. All the support. Okay, Link said, I just signed up. How do I join the Telegram group? If you signed up, check your email. An email was sent to you, and our customer support will communicate with you and add you to the group if you join the professional plan. Yeah, so professional is only, the Telegram group is only for professional members only. All right, go ahead, Bill.
Okay, so Energy Web Token. Okay, you see this big green euphoric thing that's been going on lately. This looks more like trend completion, right? Where, the last group of people may be chasing this, and the people who were like the original owners may be letting it go. Okay, so I don't know if I'm looking at this right. This is a $1 coin that went to $10.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to chase anything in this market, right? In other words, if it's like a chain link and it goes sideways after it goes up, that's okay. But I don't want to just FOMO into something. Okay. So I'm not an expert on this, but if there's a risk of a correction or greed mode's too high, don't FOMO.
Yeah, we've not done a deep dive in this project, right? So we can't delve too deep into it, but I know lots of people have been pumping this project a lot, so definitely be cautious. I'm not saying it's a straight pump and dump, but it does have some tendencies. Anything that goes from 1x to 10x, all right, definitely be cautious, especially if you see lots of people talking about it on YouTube, right? So especially people with big audiences, because you don't want to get left holding the bag, right? So if you're in profit, take those profits and run, essentially, right? Especially if we're getting into, I would say because we are in extreme greed, right? So if things do get neutral or bearish or go sideways, you definitely don't want to be chasing and buying the top, right? Because if you've been around in crypto for a while, since 2017, or even since or even prior to that, you definitely should have learned not to chase pumps, right? So be cautious, all right? with that being said, if you're holding that, or tell us what you think. Do you think it's a project worth holding? Please tell us in the comments below. All right, so that's that. We finally answered that one. I mean, our take about Ampleforth. So we've kind of already, Ampleforth is a project that's kind of tough to chart, so I don't think it makes sense to even chart it too much. But essentially, we've put out our full in-depth review to our customers. So I suggest you go to the archives of our newsletters and read the in-depth report. If you're not a customer yet, I highly encourage you to do so, right? Because, I mean, research is king, and we think we have pretty good research. I mean, even to a point where other YouTubers now are they're contacting us wanting to use Token Metrics for their research, right? And these are some pretty big names, right? So I highly encourage you to join if you haven't yet joined. But in terms of Ampleforth, I mean, long story short, without giving too much away, I mean, technology is good. Technology in Ampleforth is good. It's very innovative project. I mean, we definitely give it that. Fundamentals are decent as well. I mean, we think this is definitely a top 30 project in our opinion, top 30 market cap. All right. For the full rating, go on to tokenmetrics.com to check it out. But I mean, Ampleforth it's legit. Now, in terms of use case for this project, it's different, right? I mean, the main use case for this is as a hedge in your portfolio. It's meant to be an asset that has no correlation to Bitcoin, has no correlation to any other cryptocurrency. Right now, it's still an experiment, in my opinion. But with that being said, I think this is a dream cryptocurrency for people who want to trade. So if you're an algo trader, or if you're into arbitrage trading, this is probably an ideal crypto for that, right? Because if you know how to trade it, because it's meant to be a stable coin that tries to rebase and get back to being worth $1, but it also has lots of volatility because it does go below $1 and above $1, and every time it rebases, the total token supply changes, right? So they can decrease the amount of tokens, they can increase the amount of tokens, and the entire premise is that it has you maintain your percentage ownership, right? So if you own 1% of tokens, whenever there's a rebase where there's less or more, you still own the same proportion of tokens you had, right? So it's a very innovative model. It's meant to be in a elastic, I believe is the term they use. Worth looking into. I mean, I think the best way to really take advantage of it is if somebody could create like a trading bot that just trades and basically does the arbitrage. Somebody can make a killing, right? But we're too busy building tokenmetrics.com. Bill, any thoughts on that in terms of Ampleforth?
Well, Ampleforth is good for measuring the emotional swings in crypto, right? It's a good example, right? It's worth $1. At $3, everyone loved it. At 75 cents, people were, opening up the third floor window and we were scared they were going to jump. So, so that's how we're looking at Ampleforth. We do some work with the market cap for our premium customers, right? I mean, it is fun to trade if you're right. Everything's fun to trade if you're right? But this looked like an example where, 1 minute it was 2017 and another minute it was 2018. And it was probably neither. It's probably somewhere neutral.
Yeah. Well said, Bill. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, Ampleforth is definitely an interesting project. Be cautious. Make sure you understand how the project works before you even think about trading this. It's definitely not for everyone. I think you definitely have to at least read the white paper just to make sure you don't get wrecked and you know how the rebasing works. But it has been a pretty viral project. But tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay, I'm seeing here a question from the audience. Let me just take a look. Link says, should someone who's looking at monthly positions use the trader monthly indice or the value investor quarterly? Good question. Okay, so if you're a trader and you're looking to do if you're a monthly trader, I would definitely use the technical analysis. All right, so here, let me pull up the indices just to kind of give you an overview. Okay, so if you're a trader, I would only come here to investor type, choose trader, time horizon. You have weekly or monthly, and really, I mean, if you have trader on, you can choose almost any type here. Right? You can choose price prediction, TA, weighted. It basically it's all up to you depending on your style, right? Whether you want to follow TA, whether you want to follow. So weighted basically kind of takes everything into account. It takes the TA, it takes the fundamentals and technology as well, right? Or if you want to just look at just purely the price prediction, right? So for example, looking at this, right? So trader, the best performing index has been the price prediction, which is up over 500% since inception, which has been about 3-4 months. Then we have monthly TA is up 140%, weekly is 140%, right? So just kind of go through here and just kind of base that based on your investment style, right? So hopefully that helps answer your question, right? So if you're looking for monthly, then I would definitely just change this to monthly and just pick which one works best, right? So monthly, price prediction has been the best performing, followed by the TA, right? So I would probably use those two. All right. So hopefully that helps. Okay. So Ben says it's a new week, guys, and Bitcoin just closed above 11K. Yeah. That's good news for Bitcoin. Good news for Bitcoin is good news for us. All right. Okay. So let me go back here to the AMA. We've already covered Polkadot. Sora, that one we didn't have TA for, so we couldn't really cover. Aleph, we've already covered. We already covered Loom. We already answered this. Sorry, just bear with me. I'm just kind of going through some of these AMA questions. Okay, so this is a question we've kind of covered, but I think, especially now, it does require even more coverage. Hello, guys. When we reach BTC all-time high, what can we expect for alts, new rally or drop as well? Okay, this is a very good question, Bill. So if Bitcoin goes past 19-20K, what can we expect to happen to altcoins?
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go into like crystal ball mode for this. Right? So this would be an educated guess. If Bitcoin is taken out its all-time high, it's going to mean that there are select altcoins which, the market will tell you, like the stuff that makes new high, Aave, or stuff that doesn't go down when the market goes down, like Chainlink. And I'm not even guaranteeing that. I'm saying the market will tell you what the altcoins are that will do well. Okay, my guess is if Bitcoin goes up that much, it will not be profitable to play in the altcoin casino. The action will be in Bitcoin. And we saw some of that, right? Frankly, all the DeFi tokens that we cover topped when Ethereum started going up, right? And then they really got hammered when Bitcoin went up. So I think if Bitcoin's at 20,000, no altcoin casino, but there will be altcoins that are, say, higher quality that will also move. Because let's face it, if Bitcoin goes up that much, crypto is beyond for real, right?
Yeah. I agree. We've kind of seen this play out as well back in 2017, 2018, when, especially 2019 as well. The general trend is Bitcoin kind of has to go sideways for an alt season to begin. And in the last few months, we've kind of seen that, right? Bitcoin has basically been going sideways. People are taking their profits, moving that into altcoins. But the moment the Bitcoin train and rocket ship starts taking off, people buy the tickets, they sell the altcoins, buy the tickets, hop on board, they go to the moon. Once the rocket ship is out of fuel, then they come back to altcoins, right? So just kind of, if you view it with that perspective, yeah, I think definitely know that if Bitcoin goes past 20,000, I mean, altcoins will likely bleed, right? And I think that's when it makes sense to be very, very cautious. Don't expect the DeFi shitcoin casino to keep on going. That definitely is something that should be viewed with cautious, especially as more people keep on doing that, right? So I think this month is definitely one possible month where we think Bitcoin could possibly start to have some kind of upside and just upward move. And if you're still chasing the pump of the week, I mean, you might get caught with your pants down, right? And we don't want any crypto family member to have that experience. It's definitely not the experience investors or traders want to have, right? Especially because hindsight is 2020. And if we go back to the last bear markets, I mean, so many people were looking at bags in their portfolio and they're like, yes, I know this was a horrible investment. But when you're in the moment and you're chasing the FOMO, the hype, you put that aside, you forget how horrible some of these projects are, right? I mean, perfect example are just some of the altcoins people invested in. I mean, even ourselves, right? But I think, because it's not just about being smart or just having a system, I think this is where wisdom comes in, right? Wisdom isn't really about IQ per se. It's just about learning from experience, learning from failure, right? And I think every smart investor and trader out there has learned from wisdom. And I mean, we basically put in the reps to not have to make the same mistake twice, right? Because if you keep on making the same mistake, then you aren't really learning from it, right? You're just kind of gambling, basically. All right. Anything else to add to that, Bill?
Yes. So in crypto, right, 2017 was all pleasure and 2018 was all pain. It was like party hangover. Okay. Now we're going into a new phase where we're going into a bull market. Now everyone goes, ooh, that sounds like the party. No, actually it's not, because in a bull market, there are challenges. Okay. The challenge is to be long the right thing at the right time. So first it was small alts, then it was Ether and Bitcoin. And if I may make the case for token metrics between the technology, the analytics, and the analysts like me, is that in crypto, unlike equities, these things can shift from day to day and week to week, right? I mean, I wrote some reports, they were good for 3 days, people were happy, and then I was like, oh no, I got to write another report because everything has changed. So a bull market is not a party. A bull market requires homework, so you're long the right thing at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely. To add on to that as well, I mean, this is a topic we can talk about for ages, because one of the things that has been pretty concerning with just people in the space, I mean, even our audience, even our customers, right? They come to us, I mean, obviously not all of them, but a few of them wanting us to give them the next 100x coin, right? The next pump of the week. And I mean, that's not something we want to do, because that's a falling house of cards. And kind of as Bill mentioned, you want to be long projects that will be around the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. So if you're chasing the pump of the week and the music stops and there's nowhere to sit down, I mean, that's a pretty horrible feeling, because that's a feeling that gets reflected in your portfolio. Because, I mean, you're playing almost a zero-sum game with professionals, and most of these coins are pump and dumps, right? So the last thing you want to be in a position where the music stops and you're left holding a bag and there's nobody else to give that bag to, right? Because if you're playing hot potato, and sometimes you'll end up with a hot potato, right? And the old adage is true, right? If you're looking around and you don't know who the sucker is, maybe the sucker is you, right? So I think kind of have that mindset when you're trying to, I mean, because obviously we're told people not to chase the pump of the week, but we know human emotions, people still do it, right? But that's why we've tried to automate investing in crypto with our AI models, because it helps take the emotions out of it, right? So we highly encourage you to leverage Token Metrics if you have a subscription. If you haven't yet joined, we have free trials. Join, 14-day free trial. Use the code CryptoFamily, one word. And yeah, I mean, stay safe out there and just try to take the emotions out of investing and trading. Anything else, Bill?
No, I think that covers it.
All right. Yeah, so tell us what you think down in the comments below. Okay, all right. Ben says those whales will be throwing BTC profits and alts. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I think it's definitely been a great stream. With that being said, I think it's time for us to wrap up. Bill, any last words?
Yes. The toughest thing to do is to wait. So if you have to wait 3 days or a week to figure out when to get involved for the next bull run, then wait. It's way better than losing money. If you're at the casino, I know we're an altcoin company, but if you're doing the casino, just remember the house always wins. Okay?
Well said.
We like trading and investing, and we're here to help you with that.
All right. Well, thank you, Bill. It was a pleasure having you on. Until next week.
All right, Ian, thanks for having me on the show. Take care.
Take care. Bye. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to have to wrap the show up. Thank you all, Crypto Family. It was a pleasure. Let me just check the comments here real quick and just kind of see if there's anything we missed. ETH is a rocket already right now. Hey, what's up, Barry? How's it going? Do you know anything about the altcoin wax? Yes, we looked into this. They had the ICO back in 2017, 2018. But I haven't really looked into it since then. Hasn't done much. Oh man, I love this. Hold up. So Lou Hardy Live says, hey Ian, Token Metrics head and shoulders above. And you're the month in profit. 8 out of 12 winners. Thanks, brother. Oh man, I love hearing those words. Nothing like a customer making money.
We just landed on the moon in a Lambo.
Hey, I appreciate that, Lou. Hey, I mean, it's great. I mean, that's why we made the platform, to help people make money, right? To take Token Metrics family, crypto family to the moon and beyond. And I think, especially in times like this, when there's massive FOMO, because, I mean, honestly, the challenge is not so much making money. The challenge is in keeping money. Because, I mean, I've heard so many stories of people who got into crypto in 2017, their portfolio went up 10x, 35x, 50x, 100x. But guess what? They didn't take profits, didn't take out any money. Portfolio came back down to 5x, to 1x, some even to 0x. I mean, so the challenge is not so much making money in crypto. The challenging is in locking in those profits. Because, I mean, in crypto, honestly, there are a bunch of pump and dumps, right? But the issue is not finding a pump and dump. The issue is finding a project that's going to pump and not dump on you, right? Or if you do end up partaking in the shitcoin casino, right, and you're gambling basically, right, or speculating, if you do that, right, if you're trading, short-term trading, day trading, swing trading, you want to know when to get out. And you, right, so if you're not a TA expert, that's why we built the platform for you. It helps you, basically tells you when to get out, when to get in. And now with the AI models, I mean, honestly, guys, sometimes I just go through the models and I'm like, holy cow, like, I can't believe this is working like this. Right? I mean, because I've covered this before, and it's actually causing us to now even think about redesigning everything we have on Token Metrics, right? Because currently, right, just let me just give me a second here. I'm going to zoom in. If this can zoom in. All right, so let me share the screen. Right, so these are the indices, right? The performance since we had them. we have all these different indices. We have the trader daily weighted. So this ROI is based on about three almost 4 months, right? Of data, right? So we have the trader. This is basically for day traders. This is for swing traders weekly. This is swing traders based on TA, swing traders based on price predictions, monthly swing traders, day trader based on TA, monthly TA, but monthly price predictions. I mean, the price prediction is running circles around everything else we're doing. I mean, to a point where, like, you know what, like, should we even bother like doing fundamental and code review and all that stuff, right? Because if we go to, let me switch to the value investor real quick. All right, so let me pick the value investor and show that. Just give me a second, please bear with me. All right, so value investor is more long term, right? So it's not going to be up and up like the others, right? Value investor is nice and steady, right? So the best performing one is the quarterly and the annual balanced. So the balanced approach actually does work best so far in our testing. But I mean, going back to the price prediction, I mean, we're thinking like maybe we should just price prediction everything, right? Because the next thing we're working on, which we think is really going to take Token Metrics to the next level, right? First of all, we've been working on improving the price predictions, right? And so far in our tests, we've actually come up with a better price prediction model, which we now hopefully we can implement that sometime this month. So probably by the end of the month, we should have even better, more accurate price prediction models. So, I mean, if you thought the price prediction models were good now, the ones we have in testing, I mean, for example, with Bitcoin and Ethereum, they've been like 95 to 99% accurate. Now, obviously, nothing is guaranteed, but based on the current tests, right, they're better than the models we had, because the models we had were about 85, 88%, then sometimes 90s and the high 90s. But these models we've been testing, the new ones, they're 5 to 10% even more accurate, right? So we're hoping to launch those to our customer sometime this month. But the next thing we really want to do, we've been working on adding sentiment analysis. This is something people have been asking us about, basically FOMO, right? For those out there who want to just FOMO buy what's hot, right? Because that is something that is a valid use case people have. And we said, okay, how can we do this with AI models in something that will mitigate as much risk as possible? So right now we're working on getting Twitter data, and we're running sentiment analysis on Bitcoin, and we're building a deep learning, machine learning algorithm to try to predict basically buy and sell signals, right? And once we're done testing that with Bitcoin, we're then going to try that out with lots of other altcoins, right? I know there are some popular platforms out there already kind of doing this, like the TIE, Luno Crush, Crypto Fear and Greed Index, but I don't think those are using any kind of machine learning or deep learning models, right? And that's what we plan to do. And we plan to do it not just on Bitcoin, but on altcoins, right? Imagine doing this on your favorite shitcoin, right? Basically telling you when the hype has died down and when the hype is about to take off. And that's something people have been telling us to do. So we have listened to the attention from the community. We are working on this. This is going to take some time, right? So it's probably going to take 2 to 3 months, honestly, because we have to really test this and make sure this works. But if this works, we'll be adding basically sentiment and momentum into Token Metrics, and we can even then create an index based off of that. So imagine being able to invest in a portfolio based purely on FOMO, based purely on hype, right? Based on the AI, right? Because that is something people have been asking about. And that could be a way to really capture all these DeFi pumps without even having to do research on them, right? Just taking what's hot on Twitter, right? And also being able to take what's negative on Twitter, right? So I think you have to balance both sides, right? So I think that's something very, very, very excited about. We also plan to add an index down the line for performance metrics. We plan to take all the different performance metrics. So over 50 different quant data points. So like Sharpe ratio, Sortino ratio, max drawdown, different metrics that quants and hedge funds look at, and create a separate grade based purely on that. and test that and see how well that works. And I mean, if that works pretty well, it could even be a replacement for fundamentals, right? Because right now the slowdown in our system is we still have the human element. We have to go through and review projects, do code reviews. But if we could fully automate everything, I mean, that is the holy grail, right? And I don't know anybody out there who's doing this with AI, but hey, I mean, we're here trying to take our customers to the moon and beyond. I mean, so it's been a pleasure. I mean, thank you to all the support. I mean, as mentioned, yesterday was the best day ever in Token Metrics history. I mean, every single show I come here and tell you it's the best day ever. I mean, because of you guys, right? Guys and girls, the support. Crypto family has been amazing. So hearing comments like that, right? Let me see that. It was Lou, right? Lou said 8 out of 12 wins, right? So shout out to you, crypto family. Thank you to all our affiliates. We now have almost 1,400 affiliates in the affiliate program, right? So if you haven't yet joined, go to partners.tokenmetrics.com. We have some affiliates making major moolah, all right? We're about to make our next affiliate payments, and we have some people making like $5,000 or more a month, right? And I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, so some people are doing paid ads, some people are doing like coupons on blog sites or whatever. We have lots of YouTubers on board. We have Big Boy Crypto. Thank you, Big Boy Crypto. Thank you, FUD TV, Elliot Trades. Thank you, Crypto Busy. We also had Ivan on Tech reach out to us wanting to use our platform. I mean, everybody's now realizing the value of Token Metrics, right? Because one influencer told us that, I mean, yeah, they have lots of other sites that give you data like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Glassnode, and others. But at the end of the day, I mean, giving you data is really not that helpful, honestly, right? As somebody who's worked in analytics for a while, I worked in IBM in Watson Analytics, where we used AI to give insights to line of business to Fortune 500 companies. Also worked with open source analytics at IBM, Apache Spark, Apache Hadoop. Anybody can give you data. What really matters, what makes you money, is helping you get insights from the data. Like anybody can give you a database with a bunch of data, but like that's not going to help you make money. You want to go through and have very fast time to value, right? Very quickly know, okay, how do I make money with this, right? So that's what Token Metrics is about. It's about honestly, giving you data is not really what we're about, right? Like the indices take that data and make it actionable, right? Very quickly without having to go through all the different data points. You know, okay, what are the best coins to invest in based on price predictions? What are the best coins to invest based on TA, based on technology, based on fundamentals, based on an overall balanced approach, right? And then in the future, we'll have best coins to invest in based on sentiment, based on quant metrics. So, I mean, that's something nobody else is giving you. And that's why you can make money very quickly. I mean, because honestly, you don't even have to go through and know everything, right? If you just pick an index based on your style, follow that index, that could be all you need, right? So our entire premise is making investing in crypto easy for everybody. And that's with the help of our AI and our data, but our AI, and then also our experts, right? Bill, Paresh, myself, our team, our newsletter, people like that a lot. We've just brought on board somebody to help us write for our newsletter for DeFi, right? So if you like DeFi content, stay tuned. We expect, this guy is a DeFi expert, right? So he'll be writing only to our customers, not just like DeFi pumps of the week, because that's not what we're about. We'll be giving you long-term coins and educating you about those coins, right? Educating you about governance, about DAO, about yield farming. I mean, guys and girls, it's going to be a wild ride. Buckle up. I mean, so Lou, congratulations with those gains. But hey, the best is yet to come. We're in this for the long run, right?
We just landed on the moon and the Lambo.
Taking pictures in the zoom and the angle. All right, so thank you, crypto family. It's been a pleasure. With that being said, the moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond. Thank you, Crypto Family. Subscribe. I'll see you next time, Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll see you on the moon.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com. Disclaimer: Token Metrics Media LLC does not provide individually tailored investment advice and does not take a subscriber's or anyone's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments, nor is it registered as an investment advisor or broker-dealer in any jurisdiction. Information contained herein is not an offer or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any security. The Token Metrics team has advised and invested in many blockchain companies. A complete list of their advisory roles and current holdings can be viewed here at tokenmetrics.com/disclosures.
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. It feel good, don't it? Alright. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. The moon and the angels. Made man began, hustle to greatness. Elon's on the phone, he got our wallets, a spaceship, but diaries for free. That's if you want to attain it. Spreadsheet can't leak if it ain't coming with payments now. I give the blueprint to build, making the moon a plan. I went from being a lunatic to a lunar land. You day to day it, you make it no matter who the man. My chart is shooting in, tell me if it's cool to land. From my ICOs, my coins points mushroom like Marios. I might take the shit to Mars, my portfolio could bring my whole entourage like I'm Arigo. Because moon in the Lambo, ain't a hater who presume where we can't go. Lambos pulling up in twos like it's tango. Up in the clouds with my crew like I'm Lando. Yeah, just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. The moon and the angels. Made man who died, read the game plan. They can't stand. We flying where they can't land. Lifestyle, so good I gotta write down. Trying down, don't make me pull my drive out. Made man who died, read the game plan. They can't stand. We flying where they can't land. Lifestyle, I never gotta lie about. Trying out, don't make me pull my drive out. Yeah, I wasn't always a celebrity. Had to do right till I left you a legacy. Blood, sweat, and tears on this trail like a Cherokee. Business had a mission like Apollo and so heavenly. Mercy Alago or Galata with the leather seats. How should I roam from my home through the 7 seas? And one day this wasn't built, I'm not Romulus. Grind to you sitting on a bill with no monikers. This for my mama, I turned up with no thermometers. A strange day after night like the Andromeda. I know what time it is, looking in the sky to lift my spirits. And my spirits, I don't whine, I just grind and get. Yeah, trusting the process is essential. Studying the chart should be the object of your mental. Make the most to get the laser focus like you Diplo. Keep a couple secrets in the tails of the crypto. Keep a couple secrets in the tails of the crypto. Make the most to get the laser focus like you Diplo. Yeah, trusting the process is essential. Studying my chart should be the object of your mental. Moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo. Taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. The moon and the angels. Made man who died, read the game plan. They can't stand. We fly flying where they can't land. Lifestyle, so good I gotta write down. Trying out, don't make me pull my drive out. Made man, who died, read the game plan. They can't stand, we flying where they can't land. Lifestyle, I never gotta lie about. Trying out, don't make me pull my drive out. Yeah.